Why are provocative questions important? Provocative questions are really important, and let's just talk a little bit about why. But first, let me frame a little bit of a situation for you. Frequently in a training session, when I'm working with reps in the classroom, I'll ask them a very important question. And that is to literally get together in groups and identify the kinds of questions that they would ask within a particular situation. The situation is usually around that they're about to go see a new prospect in a particular vertical that we talked about, or a particular account. Or they're about to go see a current account and they're looking to get an additional mind share, or they're looking to get them to buy a product or service that they currently aren't buying from them. In either case, the underlying goal is to get the prospect to consider, or the customer to consider, change. In this case, it's really critical that the questions are going to bring the individual where you need them to go. So let's just kind of frame this a bit. So the reps go out and they do all the questions, and we get all around the room, we have questions pasted around the room. They've brainstormed all the kinds of questions they would ask. Before they did the exercise, we've given them a bit of a framework for how you're helping to take the buyer through the buying process, and some of the types of questions that are going to be important in this situation to get the prospect to consider change, because it is all about change, or for the customer to consider change. In either case, over and over and over again, I've only ever had actually one group that was remarkable on this. When we look at the questions around the room and I ask the question, which of the questions help the prospect to go into new thinking? There's typically absolute silence. Then I'll ask the question, which of these questions help the prospect to move through their buying process? Which ones help them identify or get their need clarified? Which ones help them to get to want, what they really want to see instead? Which ones help them to identify why they couldn't afford not to have your product or service, or why they can afford the time and the resources to move forward? Which ones help them to see the urgency, why they needed to do it now, and which questions help them to see what success looked like for them? And all of those questions need to be framed the right way, and they need to create an opportunity for the customer to envision something they haven't seen before, something they want to gain or something they want to avoid. So if you're going into a new call and you aren't asking or planning your provocative questions, think again. You're missing a huge opportunity and you're not getting the leverage you want out of that selling opportunity. Happy selling.